What's going on, y'all? It's 2KJ. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. Today I'm doing a realistic rebuild of the Atlanta Hawks, where the goal is to win a championship within the first 3 seasons. And if I can't do it during that time, then the video won't end until eventually I do. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. 80% of y'all watching these videos are not subscribed, so if y'all could hit that button, it really mean a lot to me, man, as I continue to try to grow this channel. But without any further ado, it's time to get into this video.
Let's get it.
So to say the Atlanta Hawks season has been disappointing is an understatement, man. They are 37-38 as we go ahead and take a very quick look here at the standings. We're in start today mode now. Yeah, they are the 8th team in the Eastern Conference, 17 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks for the top spot. And I think just much bigger things were expected out of this squad here. We'll take a better look at the lineup here in a second. But when you trade to win now, bringing in Dejounte Murray, giving up 3 unprotected first-round picks, going all the way to 2027, man, you just expect this team to do a lot better, especially looking at what they got on paper, at least their starting lineup. And it just hasn't really resulted in any success, or at least much of it. Like we said, 37-38. They let go of Nate McMillan somewhat recently and then hired Quinn Snyder, the former Utah Jazz head coach, who did have some success there. And yeah, they're just kind of in that weird stage right now where, like, they're just a middle of the pack team, man. And now it's a question of, should you buy again, or should you really start to look at maybe just moving on from some pieces? John Collins being one example of it. We're going to get into all of that right now, man. In fact, let's go ahead and come over here to the roster and just go ahead and see what the team is looking like. So the star player is Trae Young, who is 24 years old, as we go ahead and take a look at the stats over here. So Trae's been averaging 27 points, 10 assists. We round up around here. Although the efficiency, man, he's never really been great at it. But this year, it's been down in terms of three-point percentage as well. You know, he had a really nice boost last year, 38.2%. This year, it's down to below league average, obviously. Shot selection isn't the best for him. He shoots a lot of shots from very, very deep. So when those aren't falling, it can really be a struggle for him. And then defensively, obviously 6'1", 164 pounds. Definitely a liability. One of the worst on-ball defending guards in the league. So, and I think the thought process was, hey, if Trae Young is struggling on defense, let's bring in Dejounte Murray, right? This is a guy who made second team all defense in 2018. You know, he's been one of the best defending guards in the league. But it just hasn't worked out, this pairing, man. I don't know what it is exactly here. As we take a look at Dejounte Murray's stats, 20 points, slightly down from last year, but obviously he was just the main guy in San Antonio. He's not the main guy anymore. Maybe that's just what it is, you know, the pairing of two guys who were for a while very ball dominant. Dejounte Murray's assists have gone down, his rebounding has gone down, his steals have gone down, his turnovers have gone down. That's nice. But yeah, it just has not been a good pairing here. Then at the 3, you got DeAndre Hunter. This is somebody who is in his 4th year now in the league. He's a former 4th overall pick from 2019. The hope for DeAndre Hunter was that his offensive game would come along. Obviously, we already know the defensive impact that he can have. And to his credit, he has become a better three-point shooter. 37.9% last season. This year, he's just about league average. But he's pretty efficient. He knows what shots to take, averaging 16 points per game this season, a career high. So I don't think DeAndre Hunter is a problem. I think he's definitely one of their better contributors for sure. Then at the 4, you got John Collins. Now, this guy is very interesting to me because he's averaging 13 points per game. That's a significant dip from just a few seasons ago, 21.6 points. Yeah, man, I think that this relationship has just run its course. You know, he's been in trade rumors for, man, I don't even know how many years now. Honestly, probably since around here. But yeah, he's just been in trade rumors for so long, but they haven't pulled a trigger on anything yet. And his stats have really taken a dip. And it's honestly understandable because I'd imagine that has to weigh on you a lot, being in trade rumors every single year, not knowing if you're going to have to move. And yeah, he has been taking a big dip in terms of his efficiency from deep, 27%, which is a significant fall off, man, because for a while, I think he was really an underrated three-point shooter at the 4 spot, above league average. And yeah, this year just has not been the case. So I don't know what the future looks like here for John Collins. I don't imagine he'll be a part of our team long term, although as we take a look at him here, his contract, yeah, he's locked up for 4 years, assuming he takes that player option. So we're going to see what happens with John Collins. I would imagine he's going to get moved pretty soon here. I'm just not sure what the package is going to look like, man. So that's something that'll be really interesting. Then at the 5, you got Clint Capella. This is somebody who's a rim running center. I think it's a good pairing with Trae Young, a guy who obviously is really good in the pick and roll, is able to find guys. As we go ahead and take a look at his stats here, 12 points per game, 11 rebounds, 1.3 blocks, shooting the ball per usual very efficiently. That's just what Clint Capella does. Obviously not any sort of floor spacer whatsoever, which is maybe something the Hawks would want, is somebody who could also be like a pick and pop option at the 5. So that's something we also need to think about. Do we maybe want to get a new center here in the starting lineup? Off the bench, we got Onyeka Okongwu. This is a center who is kind of similar, not much of a three-point shooter. Onyeka's averaging 10 points per game, 7 rebounds. I think he's been doing pretty well in his limited role, man. 23.3 minutes per game. As we take a look at the per 36, averaging a double-double. So I like me some Onyeka Okongwu. He's 22 years old. Yeah, if the three-point shot was coming along a little bit better, then without a doubt, I would just look to make him our starting center and just move on from Clint Capella. But because neither of them are really able to space the floor too well, it just becomes a pretty tough situation here. Then you got Saddiq Bey. This is a recent acquisition from the past trade deadline. Spent the beginning of his career in Detroit. As we take a look at the stats here, yeah, 14 points per game this season, although the splits will tell us what he's been doing since he got traded. And it hasn't been as much, you know, he's not in as big of a role as Detroit, where he was just one of their main scorers. But yeah, the efficiency is a lot better just because he's having to pick his shots a lot more. And from deep, man, 43.8%. That's really encouraging because I think one of the biggest needs for the Hawks is a 3-and-D wing. So maybe Saddiq Bey can become that. He's only 23 years old, former first-round pick, 19th overall in 2020. Yeah, maybe he could be that guy for them, but if not, then we're definitely going to have to look for somebody who can be that guy. Then we got Bogdan Bogdanovic. Now, he definitely is a three-point shooter, just doesn't bring the defensive side of it that you'd want for a 3-and-D wing. But yeah, the shooting, not a problem at all for him. 40% from deep this season. He's been above league average his whole career. So Bogdan Bogdanovic, definitely somebody who I think has a lot of value off the bench, but could also get moved. I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at his contract over here. 18 M's this season. He actually just signed an extension very recently. It was 4 years for $68 million, which is 17 M's per year. So this is about on par here. I think he is going to accept his player option, but if he declines it, then I'm going to offer him that same deal that he took in real life. So yeah, either way, that's a decent sized salary. So I could use him as salary filler, or I could hold on to him. We will find out here in a bit. Then we got AJ Griffin. Now, this is a guy who could be that 3-and-D wing. He's 19 years old on a budget deal, as we just saw there. And yeah, man, the three-point shot has been good this year, 38.1%. And he can defend as well. He's really come along as the season has progressed. Perimeter defense, a B, but I think he definitely is capable of being a nice, gritty, tough defender. So I like me some AJ Griffin. He's definitely going to be a part of our future. Then we got Bruno Fernando. This is a guy who's 24 years old, still relatively young, but not a whole lot expected out of him. He's kind of been a little bit of a journeyman, so not much to say there. Jaylen Johnson, another young guy, 21 years old, former 20th overall pick in 2021. And yeah, man, this is somebody who the three-point shot has to come along if he's going to be able to crack the rotation for us. It's just that simple. Then we keep it moving here with Aaron Holiday, Garrison Matthews, Vic Krejci. These are just a few guys who aren't in the rotation, not expecting a whole lot from them moving forward. I have no attachment, so if they get moved, then it is what it is. And that's the team, man. So let's go ahead and take a look at our 3-year game plan, which begins next season. Since we are here in start today mode and the trade deadline has already passed, we're obviously not going to count this year towards our 3-year rebuild, so that'll start next season. And for season number 1, man, we need to break up this backcourt and add some wing depth, preferably some 3-and-D wings. Now, breaking up the backcourt, like I said, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, I had really high hopes for it, but it just has not worked out. And I know it's only been a season, but if we can find a new home for DeJounte Murray, then we're going to do that, man. And preferably without having to give up too many picks, because we don't have much of them. Again, we gave up 3 unprotected first-round picks for that trade. So yeah, that's really tough. But then moving on to season number 2, I definitely want to resolve the John Collins saga. Depending on just how he plays next season, I'm going to give him 1 more year. We'll see how he handles that with the new look roster after we move on from DeJounte Murray and add some more wing players, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we're going to see how he handles that. If he plays well, great, we can keep him. If not, man, it's finally time to move on from John Collins. So that will be the big decision year there in season number 2. And then for season number 3, it's very simple. If we haven't won yet and I feel like we're in a position where we can win, then we're going to buy again if needed. We should have some more first round picks by then, since we'll be 3 years into the future, and that'll make it a lot easier to make a splash. But that is a look at the 3-year plan, man. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and simulate the rest of this regular season and just see how it plays out. So we finished 44-38 on the season. I didn't see where we finished in the standings. We're going to take a look at that here in a bit. Nikola Jokic, MVP, Paolo Banchero, Rookie of the Year. Does any of this concern us? It does not look like it does. All right, let's go ahead and keep it moving, man. As we check out the all NBA teams, do we have anything for maybe Trae Young? There we go. All NBA second team. We will take a look at stats here in a bit. Even though we kind of just did that, I'm going to brush over it very quickly because it's literally just like 6 games into the future here. But yeah, it doesn't look like we have anything else here. Let's go ahead and take a very quick look at the standings, just see how we did. The 7 seed, okay, so we are a play-in squad, 44 and 38 as we mentioned, finished above 500, so we actually played pretty well down the stretch. But yeah, still 14 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks. So we're going to be going up against the Miami Heat in this play-in game. We only have to win 1 of these 2 games, so that is good to see. Let's take a very, very quick look at the stats here, because again, it's literally just like 6 games later from what I just showed y'all. But Trae Young, 27 and 10, finished with a double-double. Not shooting too great overall from the floor, just decent, but from deep, 37.3%, which is nice. DeJounte Murray, above league average just slightly. Same for DeAndre Hunter, Sadiq Bey, Bogdan Bogdanovic, so that's also really good. And then John Collins, man, 25.7%. That definitely hurts. Clint Capella, double-double for him. So good to see that as well. AJ Griffin, I'm interested to see if the 3-point shot held up, and it did, 37.8%. Yeah, AJ Griffin is going to be a part of our future. Best believe that, man. But let's go ahead and simulate this very quickly. Are we going to make it out of the play-in? And we did. Okay, cool. So we are going to be the number 7 seed going up against the Boston Celtics, man. Let's just go ahead and simulate this round by round. I'll do it game by game once we actually get into the rebuild, next year, as we actually beat them. Cool. Now, I want to say, I know that 2K loves the Atlanta Hawks, so I feel like regardless of what I do, we're probably going to win a championship pretty quickly. I mean, shoot, we might win it this year. But yeah, that's my only concern, is that it's not really going to be a reflection of how well I rebuild a team. I think it's just going to be 2K loves the Atlanta Hawks, which is why it's taking me a while to do this rebuild. I was a little hesitant, but it's timely right now. They got a lot going on with this team, so I figured I might as well give it a shot. As we're going up against the Los Angeles Clippers here, are we actually just going to win it all this year? We are. Cool. All right, so Trae Young wins Finals MVP. Don't even think about this season, man. This season does not count because there's no way that is going to happen. But it is what it is, man. So checking out player retirements here. Do we have anything that concerns us? It does not look like we do. Okay, let's go ahead and just move on from that and come over here to the draft lottery, where we do not have a pick. I believe this year is going to the Spurs. Let's go ahead and check that out very quickly. And no, it's not. Okay, so it starts next year. All right, cool. So we got the 30th overall pick. Nothing special. Let's go to the draft and just see what it's looking like. Alrighty, so we sim to our pick here. Let's go ahead and just see who's here on the board. I'm not expecting a whole lot here. Is actually Jordan Walsh is here, who I do like a lot. Coming out of Arkansas, 19 years old. He's a good defender. The 3-point shot not coming along very well. Yeah, doesn't have much 3-point shooting ability, which I realize is what we really need here. But is there anything else? To be honest, I don't really recognize the name or the names of the rest of these guys here. So I think because of that, we're just going to go with Jordan Walsh, man. Let's go ahead and make that selection here and just see what overall he ended up being. So Walsh ended up being a 70 overall, 19 years old. Not expecting a whole lot out of him. But hey, it is what it is, man. Let's go ahead and keep it moving over here to team/player options. See what we got to do. Bogdan Bogdanovic did accept his deal. So I guess next year we'll try to re-sign him to that $17 million deal per year for 4 seasons. Onyeka Okongwu accepts. Sadiq Bey does as well. Jaylen Johnson. 2 guys declined. That is Garrison Matthews and Vic Krejci, which we're definitely fine with. And then Tyrese Martin at 24 years old, 69 overall. Yeah, can't do it, my boy. We're going to let you go. Now we're taking a look at qualifying offers, as I really don't want either of these guys. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and say no to them as well. No disrespect. And we actually don't really have anybody we need to bring back, but we're going to try to find a mid-level exception, just a sneaky pickup. Let's go ahead and see what's out there. So I said we needed some 3-and-D wings, and we're going to try to get Jay Crowder. Now, granted, this isn't the solution, but it's a nice backup option. You know, in a limited role, we could definitely use him just a little bit here. As we're going to try to knock this thing down to like 5.25, I think is pretty fair here. Okay, there we go. Cool. So we are going to bring in Jay Crowder, and that's really going to be the only addition for us, man. Let's go ahead and move on to player progression. So Trae Young is up 3 to a 92 overall. We like to see it. DeJounte Murray up 2 to an 86. That's good. Boosts his trade value. John Collins up 3 to an 83. That's also really good to see. The 3-point shot, though, staying put at a D+. Bro, I know he was not good this past season, But dog, you cannot say he's D plus when as a power forward, this man was shooting above league average for the past 3 seasons, even shooting 40.1% at one point, man. Like, come on now, D plus is just disrespectful. I think it really messes with his actual sim to where he just doesn't perform as well. So that's tough. I was hoping it'd go up, but oh well. Clint Capella stays put. Onyeka Okongwu only goes up 1. That's a bit disappointing, but it's not like he's in a big role, so I guess he hasn't had as much opportunity to progress. It is what it is. Saddiq Bey up 2 to an 81. DeAndre Hunter also an 81. He went up by 1 overall. Bogdan Bogdanovic stays put at 30 years old. I'm not mad at it. AJ Griffin up 2 to a 78. We like to see that, man. I'm keeping my eye on AJ Griffin. That's for sure. And Jay Crowder only down 1, which is actually really solid. I was afraid it might be more since he's 33 years old. Jaylen Johnson up 2 to a 76. These two guys are going to be competing for some minutes, but I'm going to give it to Jay Crowder just because I like the 3-and-D aspect, whereas Jaylen Johnson honestly is not great at either of those things. Then we got Bruno Fernando up 1 to a 76 and Jordan Walsh at a 70. Let's go ahead and keep it moving here to season number 1, where we can finally start to make some trades, and I already have something in mind. So the first trade we're going to do is a very small one, but Jaylen Johnson and a 2nd round pick. We're sending him to the Sacramento Kings for Max Lewis and a 2027 1st round pick. Yeah, we just want that 1st round pick here because I have another trade in mind, and I think we're going to need it. And if you're the Sacramento Kings, you know, you need that backup power forward because right now that's Reggie Bullock at the age of 32 years old. Obviously not a long-term solution, but Jaylen Johnson could develop into that guy. So we're going to go ahead and offer this trade up, and there we go. And now here's the big trade that I want to do, man. I want to try to get Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics. My reasoning for this is that Jaylen Brown is on the last year of his deal. It's an expiring contract, and there has been a lot of talk lately that this man is not happy in Boston. And it's not even just coming from rumors, it's actually coming straight from the source. Jaylen Brown has said that he's really just focused on himself right now. He's not focused on his future with the Boston Celtics. He's even made a few comments about the fan base. It just seems like he's not fully happy in Boston. You know, maybe it's because he's playing second fiddle to Jason Tatum. I'm not sure. But in this situation, man, if the Boston Celtics know that this man is on the last year of his deal and he does not want to re-sign, then you might as well trade him and get something back as opposed to just letting him go for nothing. I know ideally Boston fans would love to keep him, but if that's the scenario, then this is very much realistic, and I think he'd be a great fit in Atlanta, where you can really be that 3-and-D wing that we were talking about. And we're also going to give them back a pretty good return, man. I think about as good of an offer as they would find. We're going to give them DeJounte Murray. This is somebody who would be a nice pairing in that backcourt in Boston. And then we're also going to give them DeAndre Hunter, who I think would be a really nice 3-and-D wing for them. Yeah, these are two guys who I think have a lot of value here. And then we're also going to give them some 1st round picks, man. We got this one from the Kings this upcoming season here, or this upcoming draft. It's lottery protected. It should convey because the Kings are pretty good. Then we got this other pick we just traded for, which I'm actually just now realizing is also from the Kings. So that's funny. But yeah, man, I feel like this is a pretty good return. Again, Boston fans, I know you would love to keep Jaylen Brown, but if he doesn't want to come back and he's on the last year of his deal, you have to trade him away as opposed to letting him walk away in free agency for nothing this offseason. So DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, and some draft capital, I think is pretty good, man. I think it is for a team that wouldn't have any leverage in this situation. So let's go ahead and see if they will accept this trade. They're still saying no. Okay, I've got one more 1st round pick here that I really don't want to give up. Can I just give up some seconds instead, man? Let's go ahead and just do 2 of them right off rip here. See if this is going to be enough. And there it is. Jaylen Brown, welcome to the team. And just like that, man, I like how it's looking. We got Trae Young, Jaylen Brown, AJ Griffin now in the starting lineup, as I mentioned, John Collins, and then Clint Capella. We're going to see how John Collins handles this season. And if not, we will move on from him next year. But for right now, I feel like this is a pretty good starting 5, man. Now, I forgot to mention, I do limit myself to 3 trades per season, 2 trades per offseason, because this is a realistic rebuild and I don't want to just do a whole lot of trades. So we've already done 2 for this season. We've got 1 more they're able to do, and I think I want to use it to get a backup point guard, because if you look at the bench right now, we have our backup center in Onyeka Okongwu, we have our backup power forward in Jay Crowder, our backup small forward is Saddiq Bey, and our backup shooting guard is Bogdan Bogdanovic. However, we don't have that backup 1. Right now we have Bruno Fernando rounding out the 10-man rotation, and he's our 3rd center. So we're going to try to flip him for a guard, man, with our 3rd and final trade. Let's go ahead and see what's out there. Alright guys, so I think I found who I want to get. However, they just recently signed an extension. Because of that, they can't get moved until December 24th. So we're going to go ahead and simulate to that date, and then we're going to try to make that last trade. Let's go ahead and get into it. So apparently we are 28 and 23. Bro, this is exactly why I didn't want to do this rebuild, is because 2K just already loves the Hawks so much, and then when you throw in Jaylen Brown, yeah, it's a bit of overkill. 2K 28 and 3 is just insane, man. I want to show you guys the settings over here. Where's the sim difficulty? I just want to show you guys, just so you know. I mean, I really do try to keep all of this stuff legit here, but 2K just, they love the Hawks, man. So we are gonna make this move here. And do I just boost the sim difficulty? I don't even know. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing here, because I think that's the only way to combat 2K really loving the Hawks here. So we'll probably do that here in a second. But yeah, let me go ahead and make this third and final trade. Let me show you guys who I have in mind here. So there really aren't a whole lot of options because we don't have a lot of money or draft capital. But I think that either Derrick Rose or Corey Joseph could be serviceable backup point guards for us. The Cavs don't need both of them. Actually, they already also have Howell, Neto, and then obviously they got their starters here, which is already a really good backcourt. So yeah, man, if we could just get like one of these. I didn't even realize Ricky Rubio's also here. They definitely don't need all of these guys, man. We're gonna try to get Derrick Rose because to me he's the best option. Let's go ahead and see what we can do, man. We will give you guys Bruno Fernando. They could actually just use the backup center as well. So I think this is a win-win for both teams. Let's go ahead and see if they will accept this. They're saying no. They want Reggie Jackson. I guess the CPU signed him in the offseason to fill out our roster. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and throw him in here, man. And we get Lamar Stevens. I'm totally fine with that. Derrick Rose, welcome to the team. So D-Rose is only getting like 5 minutes per game. He'll probably be the guy who ends up getting knocked out of the rotation once we shorten it in the postseason. But I do think we need that backup point guard. So Derrick Rose, I think, will be a nice fit. And yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and just come over here and go ahead and just boost these the sim difficulty here. What do you guys think? I'm thinking, I don't know why I'm asking like this is live, but I think just 60 is fair. Let's just go ahead and make it just a little bit more difficult. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Is that going to be a big factor? I'm not sure, but we're about to find out. So Darius Garland wins MVP, Victor Wembanyama Rookie of the Year, Naz Reid 6th Man of the Year. None of this really concerns us here, and we didn't get Coach of the Year. The Cleveland Cavaliers finished 71-11, bro. Here I am thinking that we're too good. This team is too good, bro. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't have boosted the settings. I might need all the help I can get. Let's go ahead and take a very quick look at the All-NBA teams. 13 for Trae Young. Cool, man. Yeah, did I make a mistake boosting these settings? We're going to keep it like this for the first year. And if we maybe get like blown out, then I'll probably drop it back down to 50. But for right now, man, let's just go ahead and see if we can do it with it at 60. So the Atlanta Hawks, we are the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. I didn't see what our final record was, as we were 64-18. Okay, so we actually lost a decent amount of games after boosting those settings. Maybe that was a mistake. I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and take a very quick look at the, not over here. We're going to take a look at the stats. Let's go ahead and do that. So Trae Young, man, 29.9 points per game. What am I saying? 30 points per game. We round up around here. 13 assists. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Shooting that thing really well, really efficiently, which is the most impressive part. Also Jaylen Brown shooting that thing really, really well. Yeah, man, I feel really good about that duo. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for Jaylen. Saddiq Bey doing his thing for us off the bench, 13 points. That's nice to see. John Collins, 12 points. Did he shoot the ball pretty well? No, he didn't. 50% from the floor. But yeah, man, I'm still not sure what we're going to do with John Collins. We'll see next season. As we just take a look at the rest of these stats, AJ Griffin in a starting role, still shot the ball league average from deep, pretty efficiently also. So yeah, I can't be mad at this, man. I really can't. So let's go ahead and simulate this game here, the play-in, as we're going up against the Indiana Pacers. All right, who do y'all got, man? Who do y'all got? They have Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin, Jalen Smith, and Miles Turner. So pretty much the same team. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and beat these boys in like 5, I think, as we win the first game. We win the second game. Let's see. We lose the third game. Okay. This is what I was worried about with the boosted settings here. Is I think I did a little bit of overkill. I think they're too good. The CPU is here. So we're going to take away Derrick Rose's minutes, which sounds about right. And that all looks good to me, man. That all looks good to me. In fact, we're actually going to take away just a little bit of minutes here. As I'm just not realizing they want to start Saddiq Bey. You know what, bro? I'm not mad at it. I'm really not mad at it right now. They do want to start Onyeka over Clint Capella. What do I think about that? Let's see. 12 points, 11 rebounds, shooting the ball actually pretty decent from deep. Let's see. What about Clint Capella? This is all per 36, by the way. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give him the start, man. We'll give him the start. So I think that is the best move for us. Let's go ahead and see if that's going to be enough to get out of this series here. As we go ahead and just simulate this next game, we go up 3-2. Okay, and there we go. On to the next round, man. Let's go ahead and see who we're going up against. It's the Philadelphia 76ers. Who do y'all got? So the Sixers had James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Klay Thompson now in the mix. Interesting. Darius Bazley and Joel Embiid. That's a really good team, man. With the boosted sliders, I don't know if we're going to get out of here, boys. Let's go ahead and see if we can as we lose the first game. Okay, we win that second one. Way to bounce back. 2-1. Okay. 3-1. Okay, there we go. The Atlanta Hawks are here in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're going up against none other than the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's the same squad, but plus Jonathan Isaac, who's really good in sim. Lovely. All right, man. Let's go ahead and simulate this game by game. I don't have high hopes for this. As we actually win game 1. We win game 2. Okay, 2-1. That's totally fine. 3-1. Oh, bro, let's end this thing. No game 7, bro. No game 7. I want to show over here that the sliders are still boosted. Let's go ahead and find that here. Yep, it's still 60. So, all right, man. We have one game standing between us and a trip to the finals. It looks like against the Oklahoma City Thunder. All right. Do I want to shorten the rotation a little bit more? I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure because right now off the bench, we have a power forward, we have a center, and I guess Bogdan would be like 1 through 3 if we shortened it. I mean, now that I think about it, though, like Trae Young, bro, he plays so much. You know, we would keep him on the floor whenever he's not on the floor. Then I guess Jaylen Brown would handle the ball. Like, I don't know. I think we can just get rid of Jay Crowder's minutes here. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. And then I guess we're just going to give some more to like, yeah, let's go ahead and say AJ Griffin, bump him up, bump up Onyeka Okongwu as well. 1 more minute for Trae Young. All right, man. Is that going to be enough? Let's go ahead and simcast this thing. See if we can get out of here, man. If we can beat them, we should be able to beat the Thunder as they are blowing us out. Okay, there we go. We're bouncing back, man. Oh, yeah. Way to dominate them in that quarter. And the Atlanta Hawks have reached the NBA Finals despite the boosted settings here. Going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder, as we mentioned, it's the same squad here. Plus Larry Nance Jr. actually, instead of Chet Holmgren, what's happening there? I got to go find out. I'm curious, man. Let's go ahead and see very quickly because injuries are off. I forgot to mention that, but they are off for all of my realistic rebuilds. Chet Holmgren is healthy and Poku's healthy, but they really want to go with Larry Nance Jr., I guess. Hey, man, I'm not complaining. Let's go ahead and simulate this game by game. We win the first one. We win the second one. We should blow these boys out. Atlanta. The Hawks have won back-to-back titles. Technically, we don't really count the last one because I didn't do anything. But this one we definitely count, man. Year 1 results in a championship. Trae Young, finals MVP. Let's go, man. Let's go. So Chris Paul's trying to retire. We're going to say no to that. And other than that, I think we're pretty much good, man. Nothing else here really concerns us. We do have a pick here in the draft, I think. I know it's not our own because that one is going to the Spurs, I believe, right? Let's go ahead and see here. It's okay. We do have our own pick. All right. Well, I don't really care about it too much, if I'm being honest with you. So let's just come over here and I guess just try to trade it away. Possibly. Let's see. So we actually can't move on from this pick, which is unfortunate. I would love to trade it. But I guess we're just going to pick the best prospect that we can find here. Let's see. This guy, Mac Lawrence, could be all NBA. That's nice. Jason Kidd, that's very interesting. They're both 21 years old. We're going to go with Jason Malone because we need a backup point guard. Maybe he could become one for us. I do think we're going to go ahead and just trade for one. But it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to get this guy. So Jason Malone, welcome to the team. And actually, man, that's a pretty decent pick. 75 overall with the 30th pick is pretty solid, man. Did we have anybody else that we passed up on that could have been better? Like there was another 75. Actually, there's a 77 in the second round. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, I feel pretty good about this pick, man. Let me go ahead and just check something very quickly here. B- potential. I'm not mad at it. We'll take it, man. So let's come over here to team/player options, see what it's looking like. AJ Griffin, of course, we're going to bring him back. That is a very easy decision. Let's move on to qualifying offers. Sadiq Bey, Onyeka Okongwu. Of course, we got to bring him back. And now the main question, man, can we bring back Jaylen Brown, who is an unrestricted free agent, expecting 44 M's, a little bit over that. Okay, I just wanted to make sure he even wants to negotiate with us because sometimes they don't. So let's go ahead and see, man. His top offer is a 1-year 6.93 M's. He's not even like remotely interested in any of this. Why are they all doing him so dirty, bro? I don't know, but we'll take that. That makes our job a lot easier. We are going to take away a lot of money here, man. We're going to knock this thing down. So let's go ahead and see, because if I make this like a 3-year deal, which is all I really care about in this rebuild here, we're going to do 32.5. Let's see if we can get this deal done. And it looks like we'll be able to, man. I love it. We're also going to bring back Jay Crowder, or at least we'll try to. He's probably going to go down again. He's 34 years old. If I had to guess, it would be like a 76, but we could still use that, man. We could still use that. We're going to make this a 1-year deal because we definitely don't want 2 years of this, but we're going to go ahead and make this like a 3.25. Let's go ahead and see if he will accept this. I don't see why he wouldn't. All right, cool. And that should be it, man. Jaylen Brown agrees. Jay Crowder agrees. I'm kind of just making sure that none of these guys, let's see, Bogdan Bogdanovic, 27 M's. What is that all about? Hold on. He's got this offer here. I'm a little bit confused here. What is going on? Renounce the rights for Bogdan Bogdanovic and his $27 million deal. I don't know what's going on there. I really don't. But I guess we're going to renounce the rights. Let's see. What if I cap hold it? I'm not really a salary cap expert, guys, so I apologize if I'm messing this thing up here. But okay, so we are signing Jaylen Brown, which is really just the most important thing. And now I think if any of these guys get an offer, we have to match it. I'm pretty sure, right? Let's go ahead and just do this day by day here, as we only have 12 days, so we can get past this really quickly. But yeah, I'm really hoping we kept Bogdan, man, because if we lost him, that's going to be pretty sad. Although we are a very expensive team at the end of the day, so it is what it is if we lose him. Saddiq Bey coming back, Onyeka coming back. Let's go ahead and see, where is Bogdan? And we did lose him, bro. What happened? So I don't know what happened, but Bogdanovic is here in free agency, and he's only expecting like 3.7 M's, which is pretty crazy, man. Honestly, I should be re-signing him to his normal deal. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do that, though. Do I have the money for it? Yeah, I don't. It stops at 6.93. I'm sorry, Bogdan, but that's the best that I can do for you, my boy. We kind of did him dirty. I acknowledge that. But Bogdan Bogdanovic happily accepts. Cool, just because he doesn't know what he's really missing out on, I guess. And there we go, man. So Trae Young goes down by 1, which is a bit disappointing because he just won a championship, his second straight Finals MVP, 25 years old, and he's going down 1. I don't really know about that, but oh well. Jaylen Brown stays put at a 91 as well. John Collins up 1 to an 84. 3-point shot staying the same, man. 2K, you did him dirty. Clint Capella staying put as well. The only guys really going up, Saddiq Bey up 2, Onyeka Okongwu up 2, they're both 83, and then AJ Griffin up 3 to an 81. And yeah, man, that perimeter defense getting better, so he is really developing into that 3-and-D guy that we were talking about. A+ 3-point shot, we like to see it. Bogdan Bogdanovic going down 1, same for Jay Crowder, that's totally fine. And Jordan Walsh going up 2 to a 72. All right, man, let's go ahead and move on to season number 2. I don't think we need to make a whole lot of trades. We're probably just going to look for a backup point guard and then call it a day. So let's get into it. So I think I want to try to get DeLon Wright from the Dallas Mavericks, who really don't need him. You know, their backcourt is set in terms of their starters. Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving still here. And then also off the bench, they got Jaden Hardy, now an 80 overall, and Shake Milton. So they don't need DeLon Wright. And I think he'd be a good fit, man, because he can defend, which is good. Trae Young obviously can't defend, so to have a backup point guard who can, that's a nice change of pace. He can also knock down some threes. He can play make, and he's only 3 M's, which is the most important part here because we don't have a lot of money. Let's see, man. So we are going to try to give up Jordan Walsh here, who is how tall? 6'7". Yeah, he can play some backup small forward for them. I think they could definitely use that here. So let's go ahead and do that, man. Jordan Walsh for DeLon Wright. I think we got to give up like a 2nd-round pick here to make this thing work. And there it is. DeLon Wright, welcome to the team. And that's all there is to it, man. Trae Young, Jaylen Brown, AJ Griffin, John Collins, and Onyeka Okongwu now cementing himself as the starter. Also got Clint Capella, Saddiq Bey, Bogdan Bogdanovic, DeLon Wright, and Jay Crowder off the bench once we make this a 10-man rotation. Yeah, man, I don't think we need to do a whole lot. We've won 2 straight championships. Guys are getting better for the most part, and that's really all there is to it. So let's go ahead and simulate this regular season and just see what it's looking like. So Darius Garland wins MVP, which is concerning. 2nd straight year. I'm sure they're very good again this season. Does any of this concern us here? Let's go ahead and see. JB Bickerstaff, yep, Cavs, 62-20. Great. So another really good team. I didn't see what our record is here. We're going to check that out in a second. Let's go ahead and see. No All-NBA team for Trae Young this time around, which is very surprising. Did we get any sort of love on these awards? Doesn't look like it. Oh, well. So where are we at, man? We are the number 2 seed. Once again, let's go ahead and see what the record is looking like. 58-24, 4 games behind the Cleveland Cavaliers. Honestly, man, that's not too bad, man. That's not too bad, because if you guys come over here, let's go ahead and check this out. Do I have to show this every single time? I don't know if I do. You guys can just take my word for it, but the sim difficulty is still up here at 60, just to give the other teams a chance, man, because I know 2K really loves the Atlanta Hawks. Let's go ahead and take a very quick look at the stats here. As these are playoff stats, and we have not played a game yet. Season stats, there we go. Let's go ahead and do that. Trae Young, 24 points. A pretty big drop off here from before. Let's go ahead and see what it was last season. It was 30. Yeah, 30. But that's fine because Jaylen Brown's in the mix, averaging 24, so you expect it. Really, the thing I'm most impressed with is Trae Young is shooting the ball efficiently, so that's all that matters. John Collins still can't shoot 3-pointers, man. That's so tough. As there was a big drop off here. Yeah. Oh, wait, never mind. It's not sorted. Okay. I was going to say John Collins, our 3rd leading scorer. No, it's actually Saddiq Bey, 17 points, not starting. Yeah, I like me AJ Griffin, but you might lose your starting spot, my boy. I'm not going to lie. Or maybe John Collins will lose it. I'm not sure. We're going to go ahead and just mess around with that here in a second. But yeah, Saddiq Bey needs to be starting either way. He's shooting the 3-ball really well. This is our 3-and-D wing that we were talking about. So yeah, he definitely needs to be a starter. Here's just a quick look at the rest of the stats. Clint Capella, double off the bench, actually. That's really nice. Does he need to be starting? I'm not sure, man. We're going to figure all of this out here in a second. Let's go ahead and do that right now, actually. What do they want to do? They want to start Saddiq Bey over John Collins, and they want to start Clint Capella. You know what, man? I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. Clinton is actually up to an 84 now, so he's just slightly better than Onyeka. And yeah, if he's playing better, then we're going to give the starting spot to him. It's that simple. Same for Saddiq Bey. So yeah, I think that's going to work out, man. We're still doing a 10-man rotation just for right now. It's only 5 minutes for Jay Crowder. But yeah, if we need to, we will shorten it. So we're going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's go ahead and see who they have. James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Otto Porter Jr., Isaiah Stewart, Beef Stew, okay, and then Joel Embiid. All right, man, let's go ahead and simulate this game by game where we should beat them in like 6, I'm guessing. Let's go ahead and see. We win the first game here. We win the second game. We lose that one. Okay, didn't think I'd sweep them. And yeah, 2-2 already. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, if we go down 3-2, man, there we go. 6 games. Yep, I can see the future. All right. Now we're going up against the Detroit Pistons. Let's go ahead and see who they have on the squad. Kate Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Brandon Miller, Bol, and Jalen Duren. That's a really good team, man. You actually don't see Jalen Duren stay on the Pistons too many times in these simulations. I don't know why, but he always ends up getting moved. But yeah, he's here right now, and that's a pretty good squad, man. But we should beat them in like 5, if we're being honest with each other. Up 2-0, 2-1. There's their 1 win. Okay, they got 2 of them things. There we go. 3 of them. And yep, there we go. All right. Going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers, best believe we are going to shorten this rotation, man. I'm not even going to risk it here. Let's go to make this a 9-man. It's going to be Jay Crowder losing minutes, isn't it? Yep, he's going to lose minutes. That's totally fine by me. Now they actually want to start John Collins instead of Saddiq Bey. I guess he's cold and John Collins is on fire. Same for Onyeka Okongwu. Yeah, man, this is all pretty interchangeable right here. But at the end of the day, as long as they're all getting like the same amount of minutes, like look at this. It doesn't really matter who's starting at the end of the day. Yeah, so we're good with that, man. And I'm definitely good with Jay Crowder not getting minutes because we've got our point guard, shooting guard, our small forward, and then we've got like our center. So I guess it's going to work. Oh yeah, also Saddiq Bey, so our power forward. So yeah, I think that's definitely going to work out, man. Let's go ahead and simulate this game by game. Can we beat the Cleveland Cavaliers? It's tied 1-1 right now. We're up 2-1, 3-1. There we go, man. It really doesn't matter when you boost the sliders. Next year, I'm going to boost it even more just to make it more difficult. Is this the Hawks and the Pelicans? Let's go ahead and see who they have. They have Teresa Blake, I guess. I don't know. Dyson Daniels, Cameron Whitmore, Zion Williamson, and Ben Simmons at the 5. Very interesting. No Brandon Ingram. Don't know what happened there. We should kill this team, man. We definitely should. 2-0, 3-0. There we go, man. The Atlanta Hawks, back-to-back titles, although only 2 of them count because those are the 2 that we've actually done. 30 points per game for Trae Young. He got it back up there to 30. 15 assists. Yeah, man, that's insane. All right, bro, we're going to come over here and we are going to boost these settings even more, bro, for the last year. Let's go ahead and make it like, can we do 75? I've never tried anything, honestly, harder than the normal 50. I think I might have done it like once or twice. Can we do 75? I don't know. Let's go ahead and find out, bro. Let's go ahead and find out. Why not? As I'm fine with all of these guys retiring at this point. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's come over here to the draft lottery where we definitely do not have our own pick. That should be going to the Spurs, right? Let's go ahead and see here. Yeah, going to the Spurs. That's totally fine. We don't have any sort of other picks. So we're going to go ahead and simulate the draft. Just skip all of that. Skip rookie signing. Let's go straight to team/player options, man. So John Collins has declined his player option. That's interesting. He's probably going to try to get more money. I don't know if he'll get it, but we are going to try to bring him back. AJ Griffin does accept his, so that's nice. And then Max Lewis also accepts his. Okay, cool. What about qualifying offers? Trent Forrest, he can go. That's totally fine by me. He's 27, 72 overall. That's totally fine. So John Collins is an unrestricted free agent, expecting 29 M's, no offers though. That's tough, bro. You should have accepted your deal because now I'm going to shorten this thing. I'm going to shorten this thing to like, let's go ahead and say like 18 is what I'd like to do. We'll make it 19.5. I was being a little bit dramatic. 19.5, but if we make that like a 3-year deal, I'm being petty, bro. This is the last year of this rebuild either way, so it doesn't matter, but we'll do 19.25 to bring back John Collins. Okay, cool. Also, Clint Capella is an unrestricted free agent, expecting 27 M's, bro. Now, him I actually do want to be stingy about because he might not even start. I'm pretty sure that Onyeka is going to progress even more and officially be a high overall. So let's go ahead and do 20.75. Actually, nah, man. We can get this thing to below 20, right? Let's go ahead and see here. 19.99. We make it a 3-year deal. He will accept. And then there's also Sadiq Bey expecting 27 M's. Nah, bro. I was thinking like 20 for my boy. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Let's go ahead and knock this thing down here. Yeah, to like, let's get this below 20, actually. Let's go ahead and do that, man. Can we get this to 19.99 because I'm petty? We can. Okay, cool. So those are all of our day one offers. They all accept. That's good to see. So there's still some other guys we need to get. Actually, one of them's right there, Onyeka Okongwu, expecting 29.5. I can't do it, bro. He's got no offers. We're going to knock this thing down to about 20 M's, just like everybody else. I'm pretty much just giving out $20 million deals, as he'll actually be a little bit more. We will go ahead and do 21.5, 3-year deal here. All right, cool. And that should be it, man. Onyeka Okongwu, add him to the list, and that's going to do it. Let's move over to player progression now. So Jaylen Brown is officially our best player. He went up 1 to a 92 overall, surpassing Trae Young, who stayed put at a 91. John Collins also stayed put at 84. We've got 3 guys also here at 84. They all went up by 1. Onyeka Okongwu, Sadiq Bey, Clint Capella. AJ Griffin went up 1 to an 82. Jason Malone up 4 to a 79. This is a guy that I said might eventually be our backup point guard. He had a B- potential at the time. Now it's a B, bro. He can shoot the 3-ball well. He can defend really well. Yeah, that's going to be our backup point guard. I was wondering what would happen here. DeLon Wright went down to 1. Yeah, Jason Malone, that's going to be our boy. Bogdan Bogdanovic down 2 to a 76. Maybe we need a new backup shooting guard, just somebody who can be a bucket getter off the bench, because right now I don't know if that's going to be Bogdan anymore. So I think that's the main thing we're looking to upgrade, and that should pretty much be it, man. Let's go ahead and move on to our third and final season. So this is a pretty small trade here, but Bogdan Bogdanovic and a first-round pick for Tim Hardaway Jr. and a second-round pick. He's on the Grizzlies now. As we go ahead and take a look at them, they probably do need him just a little bit, but I think Bogdan will be able to step in and be just as good. So it's a slight upgrade for us. They get a first-round pick. Let's go ahead and see if they will accept it. And there we go. Tim Hardaway Jr., welcome to the team. So that's our bucket getter off the bench, and now I feel good about this, man. Trae Young, Jaylen Brown, AJ Griffin, John Collins, who to his credit has managed to stay with the team here. We didn't end up trading him. And then we also got Onyeka Okongwu, now our starter. Sadiq Bey off the bench, Clint Capella, Jason Malone is going to get his first reps, Tim Hardaway Jr., and then we're still giving just a little bit of minutes here to DeLon Wright, but he'll be the guy that'll lose his role once we get to the postseason. So that's honestly all that we have to do, man. And once again, we have boosted the settings over here. It's a 75 now for simulator difficulty. So let's go ahead and see if we can still win a championship. Can we go a perfect, I guess technically 4 for 4? Let's go ahead and find out. So Darius Garland wins MVP for a third straight time. The stats get crazier and crazier. 35 points, 13 assists now. Yikes, that's a really scary team, man, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Does any of this concern us? It does not. Steven Silas. Okay, so the Houston Rockets, I'm assuming, yeah, they now have a 62-22 record. I'm guessing that's the best in the league. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, man, I didn't see what our record is. We're about to find out here in a second with the boosted settings here. It doesn't look like we got any sort of awards. That's totally fine. Let's go ahead and keep it moving, man. Where are we at here? We're actually the number 3 seed now because Detroit had the best record in the East. What did we miss here? What do we miss? Let's go ahead and check this out. The Pistons, 58-24. Okay, there's a quick look at the squad. They brought in Giannis. GG's. GG's, bro. It's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there's no beating them. Yeah, they got this squad over here. And then let's go ahead and take a look at us. Why am I showing us? You guys know us. 57-25. That's what I meant to show. So just a game behind the Detroit Pistons, which is honestly not bad. Like we said, Houston Rockets 60-22. Let's take just a very quick look at the stats here. See what the boys have been doing this season. 23 points per game for Trae Young. Again, just a lot of other guys scoring, so that's totally fine. But he still averaged 12 assists, which is really nice. And most importantly, shooting that ball efficiently, man. Yeah, we have a lot of shooters, bro. Our top 3 players all shooting that 3 ball really well. Saddiq Bey has become a guy for us. 18 points per game, 5 rebounds. Like we said, shooting that ball really well. Yeah, bro. Saddiq Bey, shout out to him. That's been a really good development. AJ Griffin in a starting role once again. Now 13 points, 3 rebounds. Is that a career high for points? It is. Still shooting that thing really well. Actually surpassed 50% from the floor for the first time, so that's nice. Jason Malone off the bench, 10 points, bro. 5 assists. Okay, Jason. Didn't shoot the ball very well, but that's totally fine because we're not asking a whole lot out of him. John Collins, hey, man, he managed to stay on this team and win his rings, so I can't even be mad at him. But all right, man, let's go ahead and see if we can get out of this thing, man, with another title. I don't know if we'll be able to here. I think I'm pushing my luck with 75 sim difficulty, but we're going up against the Miami Heat. They got Carson Wallace, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Trey Lyles, and Bam Adebayo. All right, man, let's go ahead and simulate this thing game by game. I have not shortened the rotation. I don't know if we'll have to for this first round here, as we are up 2-1, 3-1, and there we go. All right, cool. So now we're going up against the Indiana Pacers. Who do they have on the squad? They have, let's see, Tyrese Halliburton, Nick Smith Jr. That's really scary. Benedict Mathurin, Miles Bridges, and Naz Reid. All righty. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Can we get out of this thing without shortening the rotation? We're up 1-1. All right, let's go ahead and see. 2-1. Okay, cool. 3-1. All right, there we go. So now we're moving on here. We are going up against, who's it going to be? The Orlando Magic have upset the Detroit Pistons. The team with Cade Cunningham and Giannis Antetokounmpo has gone down in 7 games. We like to see that, man. They got Cole Anthony, DeJounte Murray, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, that explains it. That explains it. But all right, as you can see over here, though, the Houston Rockets are gone. So if we can get out of this thing, man, we might be able to win it all once again as we win that first game. We win that second game. Okay, 2-1 here. 3-1. Bro, we don't even have to shorten the rotation. Like, let me just do this one more time, bro. 75 sim difficulty. We're keeping this as is. Yeah, man. It's really that easy with the Atlanta Hawks. This is exactly why I didn't do this thing earlier, this rebuild. Because I just knew it didn't really matter what I did here. Actually, it's 2-2 here. Let's go ahead and shorten this rotation just a little bit, man. Because very quietly, the Portland Trailblazers have assembled a squad. And actually, I'm just now realizing I didn't even show like their team and stuff. Yeah, I'm just kind of breezing past this thing. It is 3 o'clock in the morning. Let me also point that out. Yeah, 3:10 right now in the morning. So that's also worth mentioning. But all right, we're going to go ahead and take some minutes away here and just get 40 for Jaylen Brown. Also, let's go ahead and give closer to 30 here for Saddiq Bey since he's been our guy. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Let me go ahead and show the matchup here because I didn't. They still have Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, now Jarvis Walker, and Malik Bryan in the front court. Okay, cool. Now let's go ahead and end this thing, man. Can we get out of this thing as we lose that game? I don't really want to make any changes, man. Let's just go ahead and see if we can do this thing as we win the first quarter. Just barely. Again, just barely there. But it's starting to add up. Yeah, I think we're going to get out of here. All right, cool. So game 7, man. Game 7 here. Let's go ahead and simulate this thing again with Simcast and just see if we can win technically 4 straight titles here, and it looks like we're gonna do it, bro. It looks like we're gonna do it unless we blow it down the stretch here, boys. Unless we blow it down the stretch here, boys. It's coming down to the wire, and what a comeback, bro. Hey, you know what? Shout out to him, dude. Shout out to him. I'm not even mad at it. You know, we boosted the settings just to have a challenge. And at the end of the day, I'm happy for Damian Lillard winning a ring in Portland. So I'm not even mad at it, bro. I'm not mad at it at all. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe. 80% of y'all watching these videos are not subscribed. So if you guys could hit that button, it really mean a lot to me, man, as I am here on my grind. Like I said, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. So if you guys could show some love and hit that subscribe button, it really would mean a lot to me. But this has been 2KJ. Blessings.